Hello traders, and welcome to our London Session Daily Market Review for Wednesday, March 16th. Starting it off with U.S. markets, U.S. stock indexes traded narrowly mixed yesterday for a second consecutive day as investors hold their breath during a two-day Federal Reserve meeting that ends with today's interest rate announcement. The U.S. dollar has been gaining slightly since yesterday's inflation and sales data that came in as expected or better. Moving on to Asian markets, major stock indexes in China and Japan traded lower today on a commodity sell-off ahead of today's Fed announcement. The Japanese yen was propped up against the U.S. dollar yesterday, but futures are declining today as the greenback rebounds. The New Zealand dollar dipped yesterday after a worse-than-expected dairy trade reading, and the Australian dollar declined as well on declining commodity prices. Kiwi and Aussie futures are edging higher today. And in European markets, major European stock indexes depreciated yesterday amidst global economic growth concerns, and futures are slightly lower today. Euro and British pound futures are consolidating ahead of today's Federal Reserve interest rate decision and meeting. In commodities highlights, crude oil prices are up over 1% today as U.S. producers struggle to keep up with output. Gold prices are trading at two-week lows ahead of U.S. Fed meetings. And here are today's important economic events. At 9:30 a.m. GMT, a UK monthly average earnings index will be released, which economists expect to come in at 2%. Due out at the same time as the UK claimant count change. This measures a change in number of people claiming unemployment benefits during the previous month and is expected to drop by 8.8 thousand. At 12:30 p.m., a Canadian manufacturing sales print is due out, which measures the change in sales made by manufacturers during the previous month. Experts expect a reading of 0.4% today. And a U.S. building permits reading will be released, which measures the number of new residential building permits issued during the previous month. Experts predict a reading of 1.20 million for this data. Also at 12:30 p.m., a consumer price index report for the U.S. economy will be released. This data measures the change in price of goods and services purchased by consumers and accounts for the majority of overall inflation. Economists expect to see results of minus 0.2%. At 2:30 p.m. GMT, a U.S. crude oil inventories report is expected out, which is the change in number of barrels of crude oil held in storage during the previous week. Experts expect to see an increase in 2.9 million barrels. At 6 p.m., the U.S. Federal Reserve will release this month's interest rate decision, which is expected to hold at 0.50%. A Federal Open Market Committee statement and a press conference will be held at the same time. And at 9:45 p.m., a gross domestic product reading will be released for the New Zealand economy. This data measures a change in value of all goods purchased by consumers during the previous month and is a leading indicator of economic growth. Economists expect to see an increase of 0.7%. This was today's London Session Daily Market Review. Have a happy and profitable trading day.